were bred in Spain long ago, and they make the finest wool. If any of you are knitters or buy sweaters, Merino Wool is the finest. But they had a law in Spain that no one could export them or take them out of the country, so they had a monopoly on Merino wool. Then the Spanish government started falling apart. I don't know historically what was going on with them, but in the early 1800s, the ambassador to Spain was from Vermont, and he and another fella were able to bring some merino sheep back to the States, and they started breeding them in Vermont, and everyone loved it and was getting a lot of money for the wool. So you may have heard the statement 100 years ago, Vermont was 20% forested, 80% clear. And today it's just the opposite, 80% forested, 20% clear. But what happened is up to about 1,800 feet, everybody cleared the land to make pasture to grow merino sheep because it was such a profitable enterprise. And then they started breeding them and getting the best wool and the strongest sheep, and go to the county fairs and everybody competing and see who had the best sheep. And then eventually guys bragging, I sold my breeding pair for $1,500, which was a lot back in the 1800s. I sold mine for $2,000. Well, they sold them away, and other people started breeding them, and they lost the monopoly, and the whole enterprise crashed by about 1890, 1910. And all of that cleared land up to 1,800 feet started growing back. And almost all the forests like this one are little more than 100 years old because this was cleared. In Putney there's a road that when I moved there was called Bear Mountain, B-E-A-R. But on the old maps at the turn of the century it was B-A-R-E. And they said you could stand in the middle of Putney and not see a single tree. That's what it was like in those days. So you're going to see stone fences all over from the days when they were herding sheep. And to make a pasture, you built the stone fence. They don't look very high like they keep sheep in. But all the brush and everything that you cut, you piled on top of that stone wall so the sheep couldn't get over. And then you had a stair step or something to get out yourself that the sheep couldn't climb. So anyway, that's why you see stone walls running through what looks like the